And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mellowcast, the official podcast for the Twitch team, the Mellow Fellows. And today, with me, the man, the myth, the legend of Mass Effect himself, Ashend. How you doing,
Hey, I'm doing well. A bit hot.
Ashend? Hot, you say? Tell me more.
I'd rather not. It just keeps bringing me the temperature up. I need air conditioning. Can I move in with you?
Yeah, of course. I have a couch ready for you. You can definitely kick up there. It's right in front of the air conditioner too, so you get that nice direct air. Oh, it's nice.
You know how to treat me well.
Oh, of course. I treat my guests very well when they show up. If I had any, I'm just kidding. No. So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Just this is your time. This is your time for, us as viewers that don't get to see you very often. Get to know more about you.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now I'm kind of a full-time streamer since because of the whole quarantine, my contract didn't get renewed, so I found myself doing Twitch full-time, which is wonderful and terrifying.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a physical therapist.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've had a few careers. I was a computer programmer, then web designer, then teacher, then I worked security guard for a museum for a few months. That was all in Portugal, where I'm from. Then I moved to the Netherlands and worked at a warehouse for a bit.
Nice.
And I was working at a spa until my contract ended. So now we're seeing how the wonderful world of Twitch treats me. So far, so good. I mean, I have an amazing community, very supportive, very kind. So I'm very happy. And I'm in the best Twitch stream there is, so no complaints there.
Nice. So, I mean, so many hats, right? How do you balance, changing kind of careers and jobs over time? How does one actually cope with all of that mentally, of course?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like starting all over again, in a way. Because you study something and then all of a sudden it's not working for you. In my case, I'm 35, and my first career was computer programming, and not so much because I wanted to do it, but because it was like the 90s. Everything had to be done with computers, and programming was all the rage, and everybody wanted to do it. And I kind of felt like I had to go into that career as well. But it was never really my thing. So after 10 years of that, and it gets more difficult the more diplomas you accumulate, because it's the kind of career you need to keep studying. So I wasn't really into it, but I kept thinking like, okay, all the time and money and effort is just going to go to waste. But at a point, I kind of decided I really wanted to help people, and that's why I started studying physiotherapy. But it is difficult. It's difficult. It's the uncertainty and going back to school. I mean, I'm 35. I've been back to school my fair share of times, and then at a point, it becomes a bit strange to be surrounded by 18-year-olds. But if you do have the passion and the interest, then it's very rewarding. So. I like that. I like learning. I like knowing more about things. I like trying different things. So while it's scary, it's also a lot of fun if you have the right mentality.
That's fair. I can definitely agree with you with the whole going back to school with these 18-year-olds. Because when I got out the military, I used my GI Bill to go back to school, and I would get paid for it, obviously. And man, let me tell you, there was just all these young kids around. I'm just sitting around. I'm the guy in the back, right, who's literally the smartest one in the class. I'm just in the back. I'm quiet, and I'm just there, And then you have all these kids, is what I call them, that are all over the place. And I mean, they're trying, you get it. But then they always come to you for everything, either advice, for you to tutor them. And oh man, let me tell you, I have so many tutoring sessions in college for the 2 years that I was there, that I literally taught the entire, syllabus to my class at one point. At least that's what it felt like.
And they have they have this talent to make you feel old, even older than you already are.
Oh, tell
And
me about it.
they come to you with things like, well, I mean, you've done stuff, right? And well, yeah. So I have this problem. My parents are retiring, and I mean, how does that feel? I mean, how old do you think I am? So I'm not retiring yet, so I have no idea.
Well,
So you
well,
know,
it's funny, right? Because I believe that a lot of the younger generation looks for more like a father figure, or
mhm.
something like like a parent figure, and I guess I give off that vibe. I've been told many times that I just look like a dad, even though I'm not a dad. I just
Mhm.
have this demeanor, or this, like, like this vibe
Mhm.
of fatherly love per se, and I guess people just are attracted to that, not
Mhm.
sexually, but like just naturally
Yeah,
attracted
of
to that.
course. Yeah,
And they
it's difficult to find a non-judgmental person in school.
Yes, there you go. And I'm just like, hey, I've been through a lot, and I've seen through a lot. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and judge you. I have better things to do. I
And
have
you're not going to shock me.
exactly. Like, I've seen 99% of the things that you're probably gonna tell me, if not more.
Yeah, so it's easier to open up, and I understand that.
Well,
And
that's
it's nice to feel wise every now and again.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, man, I'm just thinking about, like, how many times you'd have to go back to school constantly to relearn something new. But I feel like it's always a refreshing experience, especially if
Mhm.
you enjoy it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I'm not saying it's the last time I do that, but I'm probably not going to be like doing college again. I'm probably just going to do like an adult a course on something, because at a point you just don't have the energy to do it all over again anymore. Especially now that I have a kid of my own that's in school.
hmm
I'm kind of done going back to studying with 18-year-olds, but I'm definitely not done learning.
yeah, um, man, I mean, just thinking about college and school in general just
It's
makes me.
exhausting.
It is, it is just so much time and effort being put into that. I can't believe that that you've changed, so many jobs, and just gone through so many phases, I would assume, to be able to
Hmm.
become who you are now. I mean, you must have experienced so much, either in school and life, to be the great person you are now. I mean, tell me more about your your stream, your community, your, all that fun
Yeah,
stuff. I want
it's
to
a
know.
good segue to the conversation, because like I'm fairly recent, fairly new to Twitch, and I
Right.
will I will admit that before I kind of dismissed Twitch as being like, I don't know, YouTube Live or something like that. And my
So
idea was always, though, I mean, I've read so much hate on comments on YouTube. Why would I want to do that live?
right.
So
Tell us,
mhm.
as for the viewers back at home watching or listening, how long have you actually been streaming on Twitch?
um 3.5 months. Yeah, that's it.
Pretty much from today.
Yeah.
Wow,
So it'll be 4 months on the 1st of July.
man, and you ended up on the team. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was actually, I mean, in case you guys don't know, my Twitch name is ChillWithAshend.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that there was a team called Mellow Fellows, I mean, Chill with Ashton of the Mellow Fellows seems like it just rolls off the tongue. I had to give it a try. I never thought it was going to get anywhere. And if I may talk a bit of the origin of why I started streaming,
Yeah, go ahead. But this
um,
is all
it
for you.
it was actually a kind of a thought never to actually have a channel per se. It was just because I do love video games, always have, and like my tastes changed a bit through the years from like my 8-bit console days until today. Some stuff happens.
That's fair.
So I went through a very like MMO intensive stage to a very competitive shooter stage, and at a point I got to that level of competition that I would actually get angry. And I'm not a very quick person to anger, and I really did not like that part of myself. And one of the reasons I started streaming is because I think, like, I would not have these attitudes if people were looking at me. So why do I do it in private? And it kind of became a bit of a joke with my friends, like, hey, okay, well, if that's the problem, then just start streaming. And I would always say, like, yeah, one day I will. And one day I did. So that was mostly kind of, you guys keep me in check so I can actually have some fun with video games again instead of just being angry all the time, because I don't need to be coming home from work to get angry, you know. And eventually things changed a bit, because me being quite open about like, my emotions and where I am in life, people started opening up to me as well, and it's kind of slowly became a support group, for each other, and up to the point where now I just introduced the channel not as a video game channel, but as a mental group focused on a support group focused on mental health. So, which kind of brings us full circle, because now I'm thinking of actually going back to, maybe not going back to school, but taking a course on becoming a counselor. So, things change very quickly. And I was definitely not prepared for all of this when the first time I started streaming, pretty much as a joke. It got serious really quick, and I started taking it very seriously, to the point where I stream every day now. And the Mellow Fellows was a bit of a complement of that, which was I was actually following 4 Mellow Fellows before I even realized they were all part of the same team. So when I did, I was like, okay, this is a group of people who are, wholesome and kind and relaxed. And this seems exactly the way I want to take my channel in. And so I applied, and Alex came to me and said, like, yeah, you're in, which was a complete surprise for me, because I had been streaming for a month. I had no camera. I hadn't, just like the very basic. So that came as a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I mean, like when he told me that we had a conversation, right? We were talking about it, and it was nice to see someone new that was on the platform who already had amazing quality. It's rare to find that, because a lot of streamers start out and they don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew right off the bat what you were doing and what you wanted to bring out, and what message you wanted to bring out from your stream, and it shows. And I'm glad Alex gave you the acceptance and brought you on board, because, man, your content's really good. Twitch.tv/ChillWithAshend. Twitch.tv/
plug.
ChillWithAshend. All right. Always a shameless plug. All right. Always. Never forget that. No, but, like, I mean, from watching you, right, grow from your very first stream that I've seen, right,
Mm-hmm.
to where you are now, it's just, you don't get to see that the immense growth that you've experienced, right, is amazing, especially for what your stream is, right? So you say that it's more of a support group. So that means, are you mainly focusing on the game, or are you mainly focusing on, like,
the focus is always on the community, and it's one of the things that I always stress to new people. Is like, if somebody needs help, the game goes on pause indefinitely, and we might not even go back to it on that stream. The game is there for people to kind of gather their thoughts, and I mean, sometimes nobody has any problem that they want to share, which is great. I mean, if nobody has a problem, then I'm happy as well.
right?
But
Right.
sometimes people do have problems, and it's not it's not always easy to open up. And that's why I kind of try to lead by example. I'm very open about my childhood. I've suffered various types of abuse. I speak about my mental illness, my struggles, and that kind of helps people opening up. But it still takes time. You don't just show up on a stream. It's like, oh, we open up here, then fine. Let me tell you my story. So the game is there so that we can have a bit of fun, obviously. But also to give people time to decide what they're comfortable sharing and how far they want things to go. And also because sometimes it's, even if you decide that you want to share, it's difficult to get your to focus what you want to say and to type it out. And sometimes when you type it out, things come back to haunt you and you need to take a deep breath. And if I'm just there staring at the camera waiting for them, it's very pressuring. So it's like, okay, I'm going to keep up with the game. You take your time, and whenever you're ready, post your comment, and we pause the game and we discuss it. Because I do feel like everybody needs to bring something to Twitch if they want to be successful. And it definitely is not my gaming skill. I was actually making a channel trailer the other day, and I was so happy that I decided to go a bit goofy with it, because if I was searching for the really good plays, that would not be a channel trailer. But so I think what I bring to Twitch is my ability to listen and my life experience as well, because there has to be some advantage to aging. It cannot just be hair loss. So
hey,
I think that's what I bring.
I feel your pain on the hair loss thing. It's fine. Two baldies just talking it out, right? That's
Exactly.
That's what this podcast is really about. Just two baldies just talking it out.
Two baldies and a microphone. There you go.
Yep. That would be a legit podcast thing too. I can see that happening. That'd be another channel, like two baldies and a mic.
I have Wednesday afternoons free. Just let me know.
Well, we do have somebody on the team. Actually, two people share one channel, two beards and a mic. So
yes.
We can also make two
I think
baldies.
I subconsciously stole the name from them.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that. Oh man. So tell me about the games that you normally play nowadays, right? Like, yeah, I know you like to do the support thing, which is great.
Yeah.
What do you normally like to play? Is it something you just, hey, I guess I'll play this today. I haven't played this in a while, or do you have like a set genre or quote unquote variety, we'll say?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess the word is variety streamer. I focus mostly on RPGs, or maybe even action games if they have really really good narrative, because I'm like a fantasy aficionado. I'm completely in love with fantasy books. I was just actually talking to somebody about it, how I had to switch from actual books to an e-reader, and my e-reader says I read 900 books the last year. So I'm glad I changed to e-reader, because otherwise I would have to sleep in the couch. But yeah, so fantasy is actually my passion. Good narrative, good characters, things that kind of stick to you. Also emotional stories. That's why I like playing indies as well, because most indies have really good, like, punch to the gut kind of stories, and I like that. And yeah, I mean, of course I take suggestions, and I have this superpower. I can experience games for the first time multiple times.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a side effect of it's a side effect of fibromyalgia, which I have, which kind of means you're in pain all the time. No matter what you do, your muscles are always cramping. Side effect is my memory is almost zero. I forget a lot of things. So if I haven't played a game for like 3 months, it's a blind playthrough.
Oh man.
So I remember, I really like this game, but I can't tell you the first thing about it. I have the memory that I loved it, so I replay it on stream, and I love it for the first time all over again, which is a curious skill to have, and one that I hear a lot of people wish they had.
Well, I mean, I would assume that would save money, right? But like, hey, I just bought this
Exactly.
game, and I bought this game a year ago. I played it 3 times, and this is the first time I'm experiencing it again. You know?
So 31st time playing Mass Effect for the first time.
Exactly. I don't remember it, but let's do it again. And then you're just like, wow, this
Exactly.
actually happens.
I
Nice.
mean, to the point where one of the things that everybody was laughing, and there was clips and jokes and everything about Mass Effect,
Mm-hmm.
was that when I finished. I mean, I don't want to spoil the end of Mass Effect 3 for anybody, but
I'm
there's
sure.
a big
I'm sure people have
yeah.
seen it already.
But at the end, you're presented with three choices, and
I
you
remember
you,
this
you saw
one.
the clip. Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Uh,
was like, let me just shoot the hologram for fun. And well, you know what happened. And the thing is, at that moment, I was like, huh, this is not the first time I do this.
oh
And you
man.
know the whole feed the fish meme. I
Oh,
mean, it's just might as well have fun with something. If you have a problem and you can't do anything about it, just accept it, have fun with it.
of
It
course.
became a huge meme even for other games. Like, does this game have fish? It's the first thing anybody asks me. Because in Mass Effect, you have an aquarium on your ship with fish you have to feed
Mm-hmm.
every time you go in the ship.
I always forget.
And
Always.
yeah, exactly. Like 3/4 of my Mass Effect playthrough was rebuying those fish. So
Oh
feed the
god.
fish kind of became a synonymous with my fibromyalgia,
Oh
and it
boy.
became kind of like a meme in the channel, and it's all in good fun.
Yeah, of course it is. Especially when the fun is making fun of you. You know.
Yes.
That's the real fun.
And I love that it's the kind of community that then we have a lot of fun, and we even kind of joke with each other's problems, but the joke always originates with a person with the problem.
Right.
We make sure that it's all done in kindness, and it's all done in good spirits, and everybody is open enough to say, okay, now don't do it anymore, and we're all very understanding. And it's good to have a community that you can open up with and have fun with. And it's one of the things that really touches me, is that when I kind of decided that the whole support group thing was going to go forward, I decided that I was going to be there for the whole community. But it ended up that the community was also there for me in my difficult days, and that's just wonderful.
Yeah, I mean that's what a real community is, right? They
Hmm.
bond together, they come together, whether they have issues, you have issues. It's a mutual bond, it's a mutual understanding that
Hmm.
everybody has. Like, hey, we can joke about this, and then if I feel uncomfortable, we can stop at any time. Just say
Yeah.
uncle or give me the safe word. But
Hmm.
um I mean, it's amazing to see what you build. I keep saying that, right? It's just amazing to see what you build. These last 3.5 months that you've been streaming. I remember the very first stream I saw you. You were playing Mass Effect, and I was like, "Wow,
Hmm.
I haven't played this game in ages." I mean, it's only been probably a year because I did
Yeah.
a trilogy playthrough not too long ago. And you're playing Mass Effect Andromeda now, which is
Yeah.
mind-boggling. But hey, I mean, to each his own,
I
right?
know. I know. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling.
It's rough. Just those character models.
It's a game.
It's exactly like as a game, I think it's good. As a Mass Effect game, it
Exactly.
is just the worst. And
Yeah.
I hope one day they will fix that. Make a new trilogy in
Hmm.
ties with the old trilogy. But it's asking for too much. And this is old BioWare as opposed to
Oh
the
yeah.
new BioWare, right?
You can dream.
Oh man, I hope because or give me something that happens after, like a Mass Effect 4, but like
Hmm.
after um
Yeah.
like Shepard's real true
Hmm.
ending per se, because
Yeah.
as you said, there's like three to four multiple endings in that game,
Hmm.
but like we all know what the true ending is.
Yeah.
And watching you make that mistake, because I did the same mistake too. I was like, oh, let me just do the thing, and I was like, no. I sat there dying laughing when I saw that. I mean, it was a great time. I enjoyed that. That's content right there.
I mean, most of my clips is me either saying something stupid or making a big mistake, or no pro gaming clips on
Oh
my
man.
channel.
Oh man. So what do you like to do for fun outside of stream?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I mean, I love reading.
Mm-hmm.
I love I write novels as well,
Ooh, what kind of novels?
fantasy novels.
Are
Yeah.
they dirty novels?
No, not dirty novels. Well,
Okay.
maybe one of them.
Oh boy.
Uh, no,
Twitch.tv
but
slash chill with Ashton
slash OnlyFans.
slash OnlyFans. Oh
But
man.
the thing is, I feel like I said, my past with abuse. One of the things that kind of kept me sane and kept me going was being able to kind of run away into other worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think my first fantasy novel that I'm completely in love with, and it's very rough to read right nowadays, but was Dragonlance,
Okay.
like
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
Dragonlance Chronicles, and it was just so good to kind of be able to escape the world I was in into a different world where things end well and there's heroes and they can do everything and they can fix everything, and that kind of gave me the, if I can do that for another kid or for another person, then it's completely worth it. So
Right.
right now I'm kind of working on a double trilogy that it's kind of a test. It goes from high fantasy to urban fantasy to cyberpunk. So that's going to be a journey,
Wow.
which is from a writing standpoint is a very bad thing to do, because then you either piss a lot of people off by changing the genre that they wanted to read,
Mm-hmm.
or people join in wanting like cyberpunk and then they have to slog through the whole fantasy part. But
Okay. Yeah,
it's
that's
fun.
fair.
I'm having fun with it. We'll see what goes from there.
I mean, as long as you're having fun,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what matters.
For the rest, I also used to do martial arts. Now I can't because of my condition, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm really really sad about. I used to do taekwondo.
Oh,
I got some trophies back in Portugal. It was
seventh
fun.
seventh degree black belt or something like that. All right,
uh,
all right. 6.5. I know the truth. Six
six,
and a
yeah,
half.
6.5. Yeah, I bought the other one at a store.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh
So,
man.
but yeah, there's a lot of things that I used to do that I can't anymore physically, and now also I have a 4-year-old son, which takes a little bit of time off of your hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm doing Twitch full time, and I've been kind of clocking myself because people in the community are like, how many hours a day do you spend on this? So I've been clocking myself, and I spend around uh, 12 hours every day, either with the streaming, the preparation, Discord that kind of turn into a whole support group thing. There's a bunch of mental health support channels, and then of course the Mellow Fellows, which overnight I ended up with another 95 channels to check.
Of
Uh,
course.
that takes a bit of energy as well. I think finally, after being in the Mellows for, what is it now, almost 2 months, I think, I finally
Probably.
managed to catch up with everybody.
It only took
So
2 months of your
it only
time,
took
but
2 months,
you
yes.
know.
So and people finally know who I am. Because I've seen your name somewhere. I was like, probably on the list.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's rough.
It's well because our team's expanded so much the last several months. Like I remember when the team was literally just 6 people,
Yeah.
me, Alex, and 4 others,
Yeah.
and I was trying every day. I was always in the Discord. I was so excited to be part of this big community, stream team that we were building. And I was so excited. Every day I would always post in the Discord because, man, I'm trying to keep it
Hmm.
alive. I'm trying to keep the hype going, and it was exhausting, let me tell you. But it
Hmm.
was well worth it in the
Yeah.
end because it got people more involved, and the team just started growing exponentially.
Hmm.
And we went from 6 to almost 100 people or more. You know,
I think we're probably going to reach 100 people.
oh yeah, I
Since the
think the
applications are closed, but Alex still has some applications to read, I think.
yeah, just a few
So
more,
who
just
knows?
just a
Yeah.
few more. We'll see. We'll see, but I'm really excited to see what the team goes from here
Hmm.
because man, it's grown, it's just getting bigger by the
Yeah.
day. But
And
it
everybody's super busy, but
oh
everybody
yeah,
still takes the time to say good morning or check on people, and it's a family. It's not just not just two words that go on your stream. It's not just stream team Mellow Fellows. It's actually a group of people who care about each other, and I'm very very happy that is like that, because of course the four people I knew before I applied were wonderful people, but when there's a team of almost 100, your first thought is like, yeah, I mean, there's probably people there that I'm not going to care about. And I was very surprised when that didn't happen. I don't think there's anybody in the team that can say like, I like them less than anybody else. It's a family, and that's, I think, why everybody puts so much effort into staying in contact and being kind to one another.
hmm.
And it's not easy to do on a group that large. So I'm very proud of all the Mellows.
Yeah, same. I mean, it is a family, because I I've listened to other people who are part of other teams, right? And they wish that they had something that we have. At least we know every one of our, at least we'll say 80% of our streamers, right? Because
Hmm.
it's hard to get to know everybody because everybody's streaming different times, different time zones. Nobody's like gonna know everybody except for me and Alex because that's just our job.
Yes.
Um, but man, it's a blessing to have the same like-minded people that all want the same goal or have the same goal in mind to be able to go out there and help change the world, little by little, or change somebody's life for the better.
Hmm.
At least that's what I
Yeah, and I
try to
mean,
do.
everybody has the same goal, but everybody goes at it from different approaches. So you end up having a very well-rounded team with the same goal, and we're nailing it. I feel
Yeah.
like we are.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Especially you with your Mass Effect, man. I'm telling you, you
Me
keep
and my fish.
you keep taking care of those fish. I'm telling you, you'll change the world.
Thankfully, I treat my community better than I treat the fish.
I would hope so. Oh man, that's funny. That's good stuff right there. Well, yeah. Do you have anything else you wanna say before we end the cast here?
Well, I mean, of course, if there's anybody listening who has not checked out my channel and wants to, I just want to say that everybody's welcome, regardless of beliefs or religion or sexual or gender identity. Everybody is welcome in the channel. The only rule there is respect. Respect people's experiences and views, and respect the fact that you're probably going to see a pause screen for 30 minutes somewhere in almost every stream.
Minimum.
But yeah, minimum. It's mandatory. It's in the rules. uh but we would be really happy to have you there. And you know whether you want to share something, or you're just searching for a safe space with a group of people who don't take themselves particularly seriously, uh please do do show up. I would be more than happy to get to know you and talk to you. And who knows, maybe I can be of help to you, or who knows, maybe you can be of help to me, because that's how it works. We help each other.
And that'll be at twitch.tv/chillwithashend. Again, twitch.tv/chillwithashend. Great community, very supportive, safe haven. There's no judgment zone. You guys are free to be who you are, what you are, whatever, in his channel and his community. Definitely shouts out to him and his community for for being who they are. All right. With that, I want to say thank you, Ashton, for taking the time out of your day. I know you're busy. You probably have your 4-year-old destroying your house right now. Who knows?
Well, we'll deal with that problem in a minute.
you're gonna turn around. The whole house is just a mess, and you're like, "Oh, that was."
I'll take a deep breath first. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and have some fun with you. You know, you're my favorite Sith of all times, so I really appreciate you being you inviting me and spending some time chatting. I always looking for opportunities to do stuff with the Mellows, and I was really glad that you asked me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's hard to find a lot of people with time to be able to do things like this, and I'm just glad that, I was able to grab you and take some time out of your busy day. I know you probably have a stream coming up in like 10 minutes right now, and who knows, but but again, thank you so much for hanging out. I want to thank the Mellow Fellows for allowing us to do this. Alex, I know you're probably listening. Thanks again for inviting some wonderful people to the team, and we get to know more about them. So but yeah, with that, I will see you guys on the next episode. Take care. Thank you.